Ah, yes. Wendell Scott, stock car racer, born in Danville, Virginia, on August 29th, 1923. Danville, Virginia, which is a town known for its cotton mills and textile, and also tobacco mills. As a young child, Wendell vowed to avoid such labor. Wendell started learning about auto mechanics from his father. In 1949, Wendell Scott was arrested by the police and was sentenced to 3 years probation for illegal moonshine running. On December 23rd, 1990, Wendell Scott sadly died in Danville, Virginia, after suffering from spinal cancer.
On December 21st, 1963, Wendell Scott achieved his first and only win. The Jacksonville 200 was a race held at Jacksonville Speedway in Jacksonville, Florida. The 1963 Jacksonville 200 was the site of Wendell Scott's first and only win. When Wendell Scott won the race, he became NASCAR's first black driver to win a race. Richard Petty led the most laps, leading 103 laps out of the 200-lap race. Jacksonville Speedway / Speedway Park was a half-mile dirt-over racetrack in Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville Speedway was built in 1946 by Eddie Bland. Eddie would sell the land in 1954. The track was located at the corner and intersection of Lenox Avenue and Plymouth Street. In the southwest section of Jacksonville, the NASCAR Grand National Series, now known as the Cup Series, raced at the track in 1951, 1952, 1954, 1955, 1961, and 1963/1964. The final race was held on March 14th in 1972, with David Pearson winning the race. A housing development now sits at the former site of Jacksonville Speedway.
In later years, Wendell Scott has received much recognition for his great achievements in being the first African-American NASCAR driver. In present time, there is a foundation which is about Wendell Scott. It's called the Wendell Scott Foundation, which is a foundation to raise, money and awareness to African-American people that try to get into racing or just people in general, right? And the driver of the Wendell Scott Foundation of this year was Rajah Caruth, which Rajah had an outstanding year. He was finishing, he had a couple top 10s, he had a couple top 5s, and overall, he had a pretty darn good year for being one of his first ever full truck series years. Pretty sure he finished around in the standings about 13th this year, which is fairly good for being a new driver. But sadly, his team's closing down, Petty GMS, and I think Rajah is going to go to a good team next year. I'm very excited. So we'll see how that goes, but I think the Wendell Scott Foundation will live on, and maybe soon they'll have another driver behind the wheel for the Wendell Scott Foundation, or maybe they'll have a sponsor for a race car. That's what I'm hoping for. But, well, that's the history of the Wendell Scott, which is a legend that, we care about from NASCAR. And the historic 1963 to 1964 Jacksonville 200, more NASCAR, and other documentaries will be coming soon. Me and Hal, which just is Noah behind the camera, plan on tomorrow, after this video, which is made on December 1st, we plan on visiting the Winston Cup Museum for the first time since it's about to close, which we both hopefully hope that the museum will move to the community storehouse that is closed down in Martinsville, Virginia. We're hoping it's moved there. We hope its legacy lives on, and we hope it lives another day, but what to see. And me and Hal both thank y'all so much for supporting and watching our videos. We mean it from the bottom of our hearts. We're so grateful for y'all and having a great fan base, and we hope y'all enjoy this mini documentary. We hope y'all to see y'all soon. Until then, happy holidays and keep exploring, y'all.